Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street, in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private blockchain companies, the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators, bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. Therapeutics is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company developing and commercializing innovative antiviral therapies. And with me is the CEO, Greg Duncan, to explain the company and what all you're working on. So let's just give me an overview of Verde and what you're working on.
Well, thank you first for having me today, Jane. So Verde Therapeutics is a late-stage biotechnology company developing combination antiviral therapies to treat chronic diseases. Diseases like fibromyalgia, irritable bowel syndrome, and a host of fatigue-related disorders. Why, you ask, are we developing antiviral therapies for these diseases? Well, for context, it may shock you to know that you, me, everybody here in the studio is infected with about a half a dozen common viruses. The good news, as discomforting as that is the immune system does a very good job of keeping those viruses in a dormant state. Unfortunately, for a subset of those patients, the virus gets activated and leads to the disease sequelae that's associated with fibromyalgia in particular. And so we're developing these combination antiviral therapies to get this virus from an active state into a dormant state. And I'm pleased to tell you we have clinical evidence that our lead compound, IMC-1, delivers significant clinical benefits for patients with fibromyalgia.
I was going to ask about that. So IMC-1, so that is showing promise. Has it been through, what, phase 2 clinical study? Or where are you at with that? Okay.
IMC-1 is a combination antiviral therapy combining two existing therapies, famciclovir and celecoxib, into a fixed-dose antiviral combination. One inhibits viral replication, the other stops the replication from happening at an accelerated rate. And through administration of IMC-1 in a phase 2A trial, we've shown significant pain reduction, reduction in fatigue, reduction in anxiety and depression, and improvement in functionality for patients who meet the diagnostic criteria for fibromyalgia. IMC-1 is presently the focus of a phase 2B trial, which will deliver top-line results September of this year, so about a month from now. And we hope we can further validate IMC-1's effectiveness, its tolerability, and its safety. And with that data, we'll get down to FDA and scope out what the phase 3 development program looks like, with the hopes of getting this drug to these patients.
Sounds very promising, actually. And your team and board of directors, so explain the team and who is all behind the company.
I am privileged to be working with a fantastic team. So in addition to myself, Dr. Mike General, our Chief Medical Officer, has a long history in developing compounds in this particular area. Mike, myself, Angela Walsh, Ralph Grosswald, and our board of directors have developed and commercialized a number of household name drugs. For example, my first drug launch was a drug called Zoloft, which was a terrific medication for millions of patients with depression. Importantly, this team has been involved in the development and commercialization of 2 of the 3 drugs previously approved by FDA to treat this particular condition. So we know the space quite well, and we'll bring that experience to bear on allowing IMC-1 to reach its full potential.
And it sounds like they also know the FDA process pretty well, which is something you would need to know because I'm sure it's complicated.
No doubt. And Dr. Genro, in addition to being a co-founder of a company that developed and launched a fibromyalgia drug, actually was a consultant with the Food and Drug Administration to help them scope out the regulatory process that was used to approve those 3 drugs, Lyrica, Cymbalta, and Savella. And so we have somebody in our team who really knows the process quite well, and with good data, we hope to have a very successful conversation with FDA to get the nod to move to phase 3 with the goal of getting IMC-1 into the hands of these millions of people who suffer from fibromyalgia. Well, best of luck, and I look forward to an update once you get this top-line clinical data out. Thank you, Jane, for having me today.
Much.
I appreciate it.
Thousands of people use Phantom every day to access DeFi, NFT, Metaverse, and GameFi decentralized applications. On Phantom, you can trade, lend, and borrow in a fully decentralized way with instant speed and near zero fees. Whether you're an artist or a collector, there's a rich and accessible NFT ecosystem to explore. Join your friends in the Metaverse for exciting digital experiences or play revolutionary Web3 games. Join Phantom today.
Want to get linked to a really good investment? Everyone knows you have to be at the right place at the right time. So here's the deal. Link2 is that place. And when you sign up, you'll join an awesome community of investors with access to the world's leading private companies way before they go mainstream. Are you ready to get linked to? Our unicorns are waiting. Link2. Private investing made simple.
SkyX's mission is to make homes and buildings become safe, advanced, and smart as the standard is using its proprietary technology. And with me is Ronnie Cohen, the founder of SkyX, to explain this technology, which is actually kind of amazing. I was looking over your company information. It looks like you have a bunch of disruptive patents coming out, 60 patents and patent pending. Just give us an overview about SkyX. What is the company doing?
So SkyX is really a company that simplifies life, and most important, it saves lives, okay? It's a company that everything we do is based on safety. We have disruptive technologies that we strongly believe can revolutionize two industries, the smart home industry and the lighting industry. The first technology is generation one, is actually with lighting. People go on ladders, spend hours of installing light fixtures and ceiling fans, really risking their lives doing so. We came with a safe solution that you can just plug and play within seconds and install a light fixture, ceiling fan. It's a weight-bearing plug-in receptacle, and this is safe, and you can just do it in seconds. We got approved by ANSI, NEMA, the National Electrical Code, and many other organizations for the safety aspects. When the Generation 2 product is a platform that you install also within just minutes to a home, and can make a home become smart within seconds or minutes.
Yeah, well, I was watching the video and I'm like, I could even do this, so which is saying something. It looks so easy to use as well.
Yeah, and that's as we said, first of all, it's safe, but it's simple. It saves time and it saves costs with the process. So you have a combination of a few winners. Like saving time is always a good thing for a company. Saving costs, it's always good. And saving lives is super important. And the combination of having all three, and in a simple way that, as you said, you can install it, every human being. Yeah. Like you plug in your charger for your iPhone or a table lamp, you can just go on a chair or on a ladder and just plug and play a ceiling fan or a light fixture within seconds.
Now you mentioned the ANSI NEMA. So tell me the significance of that, because that's a big deal in your industry. What does that mean?
Yes, correct. So what we have is we got voted to the National Electrical Code, and now as part of the process, we went to ANSI NEMA and showed them our technology and try to create a standardization for making homes and buildings become safe and reliable. And ANSI and NEMA voted on our specification as the first ceiling receptacle in homes. And that's a huge event, because that's something that can take so many years. That in a different world is like kind of getting an FDA approval. In our world, then ANSI NEMA is the American Standardization Institute, and NEMA is the National Electrical Manufacturer Association. So having both organizations working and approving our product specification is a major step that can take so many years, and it did. But finally, we just got it, so that helps us. And it paves the way for us for getting orders and licensing. So that's a big step, and we're gonna announce our video shortly and showing what the product is, so people can understand why they did so and what are the safety aspects and benefits of our product.
So explain a little bit about the technology, because there's a lot of tech companies out there, but SkyX is different. So explain the technology.
So what we are is a platform company that has our own technology, software, and hardware that we create platforms. So the first platform is the plug and play for light fixtures and ceiling fans installation. But as we have power, we added many smart sensors around it. So to make your house safe, to add emergency light, to add night light, to add other sensors that can make your life easier, and energy saving sensors. And we use it as a platform as we have a power to enhance many other features in the house in addition to the safe plug and play, and that's generation 1. In generation 2, we took it another step, and we're going to show the product and announce it, but we added so many safety sensors, including even smoke detectors and CO detectors and speakers and many other lifestyle, but most important, safety aspects that are needed in every home.
Well, I was going to ask about that, like the additional applications for this technology. What all could it potentially be used for?
Potentially can really, our generation 1 kind of takes the lighting industry from a hardwire, risking lives mission to install a light fixture and ceiling fan to plug and play, when our generation 2 is, taking care of making a home smart. Today, to make a 1-bedroom smart can take you days between the wiring and everything. If you have a large house, it can take you, weeks, okay? With our technology, a 1-bedroom can become smart within a couple of minutes. A large home can become smart within a couple of hours, and the large buildings, think about hotels, high rises. To make a hotel or a 500-room hotel or a high rise with 200 units, it would take you today probably a year of a project to make it smart. Our technology can do this within 2 days. So what differentiates us is the simplicity of usage and installation, and the fact that we have kind of what we call unlimited power, because most of those smart home devices are working with on low voltage. So we have a lot of electronic real estate, quote unquote. So we can enhance and accommodate many sensors that are not necessarily our inventions. Our inventions, the platform plus the software and the master board, but all the other sensors that we can accommodate or software we can accommodate. It's kind of creating a platform, almost like a Panama Canal, let's say. Okay, we believe that every ship can fly through, the same as every software, every hardware that wants to be in every room. Show me a company that doesn't want to be in every room. So we're working on win-win situations and adding things to our platform, as we have almost unlimited electronic real estate and to enhance software and hardware, and also we have the location that enhances the functionality of the products.
And what about your future plans?
So our future plan is to really near future, we're just about to launch our generation 1. And we secured the chips. It was a challenge, but we secured them now, and we're going to start production very soon. And then launching the generation 2, and then with ANSI, NEMA, and NEC, and all those safety organizations, and we can also save many lives, prevent hazardous incidents and many injuries, and significantly reduce all hazardous incidents, injuries, and even death. And we can also work with insurance companies that are looking into us already and thinking that can be, save them many billions of dollars using our products.
Yeah. So, and you mentioned low cost. Is it affordable to most people?
Yeah, it's very affordable, because a lot of the heavy costs of smart home installations or lighting also comes from the installation itself. Our product really installs within minutes, okay, and some products can install within seconds. So you're saving all of the time of installation. That's probably usually half of the cost in many of the cases, and that makes it really affordable, and probably reduces, I would say, at least half of the cost, of not more than today, creating a room becoming smart. Or if you install a fixture or a ceiling fan, you have an electrician, it probably can reduce more than half of the cost, probably most of the cost. The funny thing is, electricians and professionals really like us, because they can install many fixtures very
make
fast.
Them more efficient.
Exactly, make them more efficient, and time saving for them is also they can do more dollars in less time.
Wow, that sounds like game-changing technology. So
yeah, we strongly believe it's game-changing. We have tremendous teams behind us that joined us, and our president, Steve Schmidt, is a former CEO of Nielsen and president of Office Depot International, and we have many people like this that invested with us. We also have Bob Nardelli, former CEO of Chrysler and Home Depot, that is involved in helping us, and Governor Tom Ridge, our lead director. And we also have Mark Early, that was the head of the National Electrical Code, joined us to lead our code efforts and our safety efforts. It's almost for a pharmaceutical company. It's like the head of FDA joined to help a company, get the phase 3 of the FDA. So we have a great team, a lot of tech people involved, and really supporters that most of them invested with us and working for stock mainly, as they strongly believe in our future. So that's a blessing to have those people. Without them, we could not make it.
Well, thank you so much, Ronnie, for coming.
Hey, thank you for having me. Thank you so much for having me.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. I founded my company based on the belief of partnerships. If we didn't have partnerships and trust and relationships, nothing would move forward. We really like to get to know the core of the client. We want to know who we're working with. We believe in a story, and that's why we call ourselves a story time lender. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
We're all getting older, and with that comes a lifetime of microscopic damages at the cellular level. And Lifeist has microcellular science, and Cell F is an intensive superblend formula. It claims to boost energy at the cellular level. So with me is the COO of Lifeist and the CEO of Mikra, Faraaz Jamal. It's great to see you back here again.
That's amazing, Jane.
So Cell F is the actual product, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And that replaces what, multivitamins? Like, how does this work exactly?
So it's actually a really great question. A lot of our customers right now, they email in, they phone in and things like that, and they ask what can Self actually replace? And generally,
so you call it Self.
Yeah.
Self. Okay.
Yeah, it's Cell F or Self, depending on how you want to go about it. But Self can actually replace your multivitamins as long as you're not, majority of people take multivitamins for whole body health and wellness and things like that. I always like to say that Self is actually the new modern multivitamin. It's meant to promote a healthy lifestyle as well as a healthy cellular system.
And I remember you explained that it works on the cells. And so, and we talked about hydration. That was one of the key things. So how does it work?
Yeah, so when you do ingest Self, it moves through your gastric environment completely unchanged, and then it's all absorbed directly into your cells. And that's where our technology really shines. So we actually transport these nutrients directly into your cells, and then they create reactions that can boost your inflammatory responses, your immune system, basically get rid of your chronic fatigue, and that's where Self really does shine. The majority of people out there right now take their multivitamins and they take their supplements and they're hoping to achieve more energy or achieve a better, just reduce some of that inflammation.
Better,
and Self actually does that.
Now, you've sold out 3 times.
Yes.
So apparently people are certainly willing to try. Are these repeat customers? Are they seeing successful results?
Yeah, so when we did push Self out to the market, it was a pilot test. I really wanted to understand how people would feel when they took the product, and honestly, it tastes like medicine. It tastes like it's supposed to work, and it does. We just didn't anticipate that over literally 80% of our customers would come back and then continuously buy, and then we've also seen them buying for their families as well. Mm-hmm. So that's where that compounding effect has really come into play. So it's been really cool, but a little bit stressful as well to sell out 3 times.
Keep up with supply.
Yeah.
Is it a powder or a gel, or what is it?
It's a nutraceutical gel. So it's more like if you were to ingest peanut butter. It's that kind of type of consistency, and we're very different. And the reason why it's not a powder or anything else is because we use the active forms of the ingredients, so it doesn't get it doesn't get exposed to oxygen or anything like that.
And so what are some of the benefits? You mentioned just energy.
Yep.
What are those benefits, and who seems to benefit the most?
So it's actually a really good question, and energy is such a broad term. We basically like to say that if you're taking a nap midday, or like you're hitting that afternoon slump, or you're like throwing back tons and tons of coffee, this product is probably going to be the one for you. It's not a stimulant in the sense that like you're going to take it and then you're going to immediately just stop having coffee or something like that. It'll take about a week or two, and then suddenly you start to sleep a little bit better. You'll feel a little bit more rested. Some of that chronic fatigue that you may be having in the past will start to slowly fade away. And you'll start to feel healthier as like a human being.
Yeah, just like you want to go out and tackle the world. So
exactly. Yeah.
How big do you think this product could get?
I always say that self is for everyone, but truthfully, the majority of individuals who are going to benefit are above 30. Like that's kind of that sweet spot. Once you hit 30, all of your like all-nighters at university or like all of those things like kind of catch up to you, and you hit that wall. Self is designed for everybody who's above 30.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks so much, Faraaz, for coming back.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Verde Bio Holdings is a mineral acquisition and management company based in Texas with some acquisition expertise in several of the basins in the U.S. And with me is Scott Cox, who is the CEO, to explain what Verde Bio is all about. So just tell me about the company. What do you do exactly?
Well, thanks for having us. So first and foremost, Verde is an oil and gas company. We're focused on the acquisition and management of minerals and the associated royalties from producing wells in those minerals. We buy across the United States in various basins, and ultimately the goal is to build a nice portfolio.
Yeah, how do you choose or cultivate those acquisitions?
So we do it from a number of ways, but ultimately we source all the way down to a grassroots where we utilize the phones and people calling the landowner and saying, hey, would you like to sell your royalties? We see you own this. But I also have a good network of really trusted deal guys who I buy from, and so through the mixture of those, we're able to really cultivate some nice acquisitions.
And when I first heard about Verde Bio, I was like, oh, what a unique business model. But I guess there are others who do this. Who's the competition? How do you differ from them?
So the main competition are much larger companies, and they have very strict investment thesis where and because of economies of scale, they won't look at smaller deals. And so we really view ourselves as an aggregator in that we don't have those investment theses that restrict us from buying things. And so we are able to make good opportunistic acquisitions that make sense for the portfolio.
Mm-hmm. So describe your business now, an update on your development activity. Mm-hmm. Of course, we've seen oil and gas explode in price this year. How has that impacted your business?
So for one thing, it's increased our revenue. That's the great thing about our business plan, is that we get the benefit of the rise in revenue because of the commodity prices going up. But we have absolutely none expense related to that increase in revenue, which is unique to this business model. But ultimately, we've made about 18 acquisitions so far. We've got interest in over 400 wells. One of the key things that these prices have done is increase the new wells being drilled on our acreage by the operators, and the new wells being brought online that they're going back and completing now.
How does the price, record high prices of gas at least, how does that impact your business? Hurt or help?
It helps as far as revenue, development, new wells, and gives us the ability to forecast revenue from these new wells well into the future, significant revenue. But it does hurt a little bit on the acquisition side of things. It makes things more expensive. We've got to be much more diligent, much more focused on making sure that there's still some growth left in these things, because ultimately if you're buying right now, you're buying right at the top.
Yeah, I'm sure it's much more competitive.
Absolutely.
There's more of a financial incentive to do business in the industry.
Yeah, everybody loves it when the price is up.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it when the price is
Some
low.
things will never change,
No,
right?
exactly.
So what's the short-term and long-term goals for Verde Bio?
Short-term goals is to continue buying, to continue finding good deals, sourcing good deals, and ultimately managing the portfolio. And if we've got some stale assets, it's moving those out and reinvesting that. Long-term, we want to, again, grow the company. We also continue to look at and explore the idea of, as we've mentioned before, potentially an uplisting to a national exchange.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So that's a plan. I know you're focused on marketing right now as well, and that's an important part of growing a business.
Yes.
So explain that part of the strategy.
So we're really pushing right now to get the story out. This is, like you said, this is really a subsector of the oil and gas markets that most people don't know about, and that it's a very low-risk way to play in the oil and gas markets and get the benefit of these higher prices. And so that's the key right now, is with IR, PR, marketing, and our budgets that are going into that, which are significant, but we really need to get the story out and let people understand that we're a good play.
Okay, Scott, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.